Well, would you look at that? Looks like there are actually more than 0 people other than me that are online at this time. Looks like Sean is going to be going and trying to fix the portals. However, I do believe we're going to need to have some obsidian. I still have my diamond pickaxe that I may have illegally stolen, but that is okay. Looks like someone has begun a mine. I shall follow. Ah, there I hear lava. I have turned captions on. That scared me. I shall mine this obsidian for them. Perhaps they might need it, perhaps not. Safety first, as they say. See, a pro tip is to always keep the water intact, because when you mine the obsidian, you never know if there's lava underneath, and all your time has been wasted, because the block will just fall in. But in most cases, the water will simply turn it into more obsidian. You will not... Well, looks like this is not very illustrating my point. Perhaps the server needs to be debugged just a little bit. Of course, the reason why we are looking at all these other portals, at least for me, is that once we get another portal going, it will be quite easy to get some blazes, which of course are essential for our Eyes of Ender. And we ideally want to have at least a couple to find the stronghold first. Ah! I am a fool. That is unfortunate. It looks as though it was completely unneeded in the first place. But that is alright. Seeing as though we are undoubtedly going to need some of those in the future. Ah yes, it is time for me to make some iron tools. Looks like this is going to be the first phase in going towards the dragon. And of course, another phase will be getting those pearls. So ideally, we'd be looking for a desert. Ah, this is very convenient. It's just immediately into a fortress, but the main problem is that I am likely going to lose my way. Perhaps I should approach this methodically. Unfortunate bout of lag. And I'm wondering where those blazes are. Seeing as though I heard one. Ah, it is to the left. I shall inspect, perhaps. I hear the blazes, but I don't know where they are. Ah, yes. This might come in handy. And usually, blazes happen to be on higher levels. But, all the same, I was hearing them in that direction. Perhaps over here, I shall find some. This seems very promising. Ah, yep. I appear to be in some sort of trouble. I have lacked the proper planning to bring a shield, which is unideal. But I will utilize these blocks I have picked up. I require assistance. I am dying. Now, the thing about these places that's very annoying is that they spawn under ridiculously high light levels. Oftentimes, one is forced to torch spam pretty much every block. It's the antithesis of ideal circumstances, which is why these are so hard to conquer. Though, of course, pro gamer, game pro, definitely have no problem. But again, here on Wheatcraft, we are very much amateurs and nowhere near level expertise that a game pro requires to be able to successfully take care of these blazes. Ah! I have made an oversight. Perhaps I should have looked at my health a bit more instead of brashly rushing in. Regardless, I do need to find this again. Seeing as though, like I predicted, I would get very lost. I will avoid that. Definitely try to avoid that specimen. Ah! This is trouble. Which I do not remember how I found myself at that lace spawner. Ah yes, I do believe one had to go down before they could continue. That does not bode well. It seems like they are very angry. It would do me well to find this place again. I fear that if we kill any of these blazes, the rods simply fall into their fire. Which is why it is imperative that we control this at least in some fashion. This is not good. We have all escaped. Must seal this off so we do not find any unwanted visitors falling on our heads. What's a predicament? I really should have brought a shield along with me. Although in my experience, those shields can degenerate extremely quickly. That is not something that I'd like to waste. Perhaps this could work. I'm unsure whether or not they would be able to significantly harm me from here as long as I'm careful. Ah! I cannot collect that. My only hope is that it cannot be burned. Perhaps surgical operation is needed. Ah, yes. Looks like we have about 6 of these now, which is quite adequate. However, I'd like to get a couple more, just to be absolutely certain. At this point, I would be very unsurprised if the blazes decided to I've been an idiot once again. My only concern is that these rods will burn as they try to attack my friend. Amateurish ways, non-pro ways, are going to take us a while to do so. In any event, it will take us time to gather all of the wool that we need. We will need at least some form of sheep farm. Because I don't think we are quite pro enough yet to go for the crossbow approach, which would require us to 8 is quite enough, as 8 is good for 16. So I believe now we can head back. So this is happening of having another portal right in the fortress is actually quite nice, because if we were to decide to fight the Wither, we can do so quite easily. Yes. Blazes have been completed. It is now the only thing left to do is to try and get the pearls, and then we will be really on my way. Now it is time for us to do the second phase, which is Enderman. Now this requires a very large open space, and deserts are obviously very quick. Plains, not so much, but because I have not yet found a desert, I don't believe we'll be able to do such a thing. But perhaps I shall explore with a boat on this ocean. So this is the beauty of playing with friends. As you can see, Sean is preparing to AFK fish, something which I am unable to do. It means other people can give me resources for me to steal, which I definitely quite like. And I can have friends like Mr. Whitemale, and who will pick up my stuff when I inevitably die. Playing with friends is also good because you'll never get bored. After all, playing by yourself after a certain while, for the most part, it's firstly single player, and it's just boring after a while. You're doing the same thing, no variety, no surprises. Because when you're playing with friends, there's always that element of surprise, because you, of course, don't know what they're going to do. And definitely conflict as well. When conflict arises, it's oh so interesting. However, when everyone at least is made to get along, then at some point there's some bit of that driving force that is lost, isn't there? So is why, in my opinion, conflict, whether or not it's a little bit real or completely fabricated, all in a little bit of good fun. Always keep a server healthy, keep it well growing. As long as, of course, the rules are kept to, whether those rules are made fairly. As long as rules are kept and wishes are respected, I believe that, a bit of friendly competition can go a long way in keeping a server alive. I'm seeing a lot of beaches, which look very sandy, of course, but they're not deserts, unfortunately. However, I do see, those sugarcane looked a little bit like cacti. I do believe the technical term is bamboozled. That's what I've just been. Perhaps after we finish off the Ender Dragon, it would be very beneficial to search for a Mushroom Island as well as one of the endgame, because Mushroom Islands are, not only can they be quite expansive, but they also don't spawn any hostile mobs. And when you get one of the big ones, one of the really big Mushroom Islands, plenty of room for everybody, because of course sharing is caring. This is why, truly, in capitalistic society, at least on a Minecraft server, should not be preferred. As if we are all little nations competing with each other, all little people competing with each other, then why are we playing together in the first place? Now wait a second. This structure is looking highly suspicious, being made of stone brick. Now I realize that certain things are added in. Yes, it looks like this is one of those underwater ruins. Had me excited for a moment. I thought I'd found a stronghold without ever needing any of those pearls, but alas. That likelihood of that occurring would be so low, I realize. Now, in my episode 0, I did forget to mention 2 important people that are playing on this server. Of course, my good friend Whitemale and Alan ep1, who may or may not have some relations to Sean. This is a very unfortunate bug. I appear to be stuck